तबाही दहशत गर्दों की तू जड़ से जान जिगर से पैनी नजर से रा 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 देश सिपाही कर दे तबाही दहशत गर्दों की तू जड़ से देश बदल के पोल खोल दे रा 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 और शेर की खाल पहन के बाज की आंखें चुन के
Kedar sir, the film touches upon several international issues too. It's a tough subject. When I watched the movie, it was so real to my eyes because we have, somewhere or the other, we have heard that, but many still do not know what is the truth. So let me tell you, many do not know. When we hear about Colonel Purohit, many know these news are there in the air, but what actually is the truth, no one knows. What factors lay behind, no one knows. And when I watch the movies, this movie particular, Matchfixing, The Nation at Stake, the film touches upon several international issues. It's a tough subject indeed. And Kedar sir, you have kept it so subtle and engaging. How did you manage the balance?
See, like I said, when we started writing the script and when Colonel Ahluwalia joined us, I was asking him a lot of questions because even I am very curious about geopolitics, small gestures when two leaders meet, and why he shook hand, the way he shook hand, or she did what she did. All these gestures, all these small things, and geopolitics, it really interests me a lot. So when I was talking to Colonel Ahluwalia, he said, "Look, although we look at Pakistan in terms of, like, for us they are enemies, but they are doing things for their own country and they have their own perspective." So then it kind of struck in my mind that, there is no point doing cliched things. Let's show all the Pakistani characters also very smart looking, and not in a villainous mannerisms, so to say. So I always wanted to keep a balance. They are doing things for their country. Our officers, our army, our soldiers are doing things for our country. So as a filmmaker, although I'm a patriot and a big nationalist and all that stuff, but when you doing a film, you need to justify, both sides. If your villain is strong, your hero will be stronger. So hence I looked at the entire subject in a different way. I decided I will not get emotional about any incident or any character while filming, but be very practical and keep it very, very real to the space. So when anybody is watching the film, they will feel like they are not watching the film. At the same time, not watching the film, it is something real which is happening in front of them, but at the same time having commercial aspects keeping in my mind. Like, I had to come up with this beautiful song where the protagonist, the hero's character, is gathering information in the second half in Southern Command when the character shifts from Kashmir to Pune. It was not there initially, but when we filmed, the situations, I was asking Colonel Ahluwalia that, is it real? Is it how, a particular officer will gather the information? And then he told me a very important information. Initially, I had only Vinit Kumar Singh's character going and gathering the information, but he said they never go in, as a single intelligence officer. They always hunt in pack of 2 or 3. So then we had, his team around him. And then we shot the situations. And after I shot the situations, I realized that, you cannot shoot these situations in a small montage. It requires a perfect motivational kind of a song to justify all these situations, because you cannot just show 1 or 2 incidences of gathering information. It had to be a proper sequence. And to justify that whole sequence, I had to come up with this song. And who better than Talir Mehndi ji? When we offered him when Rimi reached out to Dalerji, he just said yes in one go. And what a fabulous impact, you have Ek Sipahi when you hear the song in Daler Mendiji's voice. And obviously Rimi has done a fantabulous job in composing the song.
Right. And one
sorry.
question. Yeah. Yes, sir. Continue. We'll ask.
For me, it was all about keeping a.
So, like, match fixing, the nation at stake. It's a movie, must watch movie. We all know. But there are many such movies, real stories, true stories that need to be, in the front. Do you think somewhere our distributors or producers role depends on bringing such movies to the front? What do you think about their roles, distributors and producers' role? Because behind it, for the movie, the director is working, the artist is working, the writer is there. It's a bit full of expectations. So what do you think the role of the distributors and producers should be? Because match fixing is one such movie. There must be many like that I haven't watched or haven't got the opportunity to watch. So what role do you think the distributor's role should be?
See, I tell you honestly, I come from Mumbai film industry where I've shot Hindi and Marathi both the cinema and directed both the languages of cinema. What happens in Marathi is, there are limited theaters in Maharashtra, but when it comes to Hindi films, you have so many theaters in all over India where you can release your film. Now, what happens is when a film works, especially when a producer is a newcomer or not traditionally from the film industry, when film works, it is always better for the film industry, because if he or she earns the profit, that profit more often than not rolls into the film industry. So I feel it is distributor's job to release the film wisely and with full integrity and honesty. Usually, I'll give you a very vague example. What happens if you open a restaurant, when you hire a chef, a restaurant owner hires a chef with giving some sort of a stake to that chef. So that chef puts in entire, experience in making that food. And then the restaurant is successful. That is what the restaurant business does. In my opinion, if producer is ready to share a profit with the distributor, the distributors will have that much more intensity. Because if you take this as an example, if I'm a distributor, okay, I have your film, Kanwar Ahluwalia's film, Kanwar Khatana's film to release. And if I'm, say for example, if I'm not getting any profit out of the business, okay, I'm only getting my fees, then what am I losing?
Yes.
Your job is not at stake. My head is not on the line. Okay, as a director, if I had to make a bad film, Kanwar Khatana and Kanwar Ahluwalia wouldn't have been here on our show. Okay, or my producer would have cursed me, blamed me. Okay, so as a director, my head is on line. I have some sort of a responsibility. But as a distributor, what responsibility do you have? You're not responsible for failure or success, right? So if I have 5 films lined up, my job is to just release the films without worrying about the results. If distributor starts worrying about the results because he or she is earning his or her fees out of the profit, then it will sort of balance. Right. In my opinion, producer lobby should come together and make this rule or deal with the distributors and be ready to share some sort of a profit with the distributors, so even they are held responsible. Okay, And I am not saying all the films which release on the in the theater will do a great business. In spite of, see, good and bad is very subjective. What I like as an audience, you may not like. So, same if we take an example of Vinit Kumar Singh's films, uh, before Matchfixing, one of his films released, which did not do a good job on box office. Matchfixing failed to notice. Okay, it wasn't noticed by a lot of audiences. Same actor worked in Chhawa, did wonders.
Right.
Same actor worked in Malegaon Ka Superstar, which was again produced by Farhan Akhtar and Zoya Akhtar's company, big production house, big publicity. I do not think it got the desired numbers, unfortunately, if I am right. And same actor is working in the film Jat. So two out of 5 films of the same actors within the span of 6 months worked and 3 did not work. So I am not blaming anybody over here, but producer lobby should come up with some solid solution, because distribution is a problem for sure. The number of shows, number of theaters, timing of the shows, which theater will you go to? All these are major issues.
Colonel Ahluwalia, what do you have to say on this? Since now you know the in and out of a movie, so what do you have to say on the role of distributors or producers?
I will only say two things. Firstly, the director and his team, the passion they had in making this film based on Kanwar Khatana's book, that passion was somehow missing while distributing, selling, and marketing the film. And when we started in pre-production with the screenplay, and not only in pre-production, while shooting also, editing, I felt that hand of God was on the team and the film. But somehow, mysteriously, that hand of God disappeared while marketing and selling the film. Sad part, because all of us had spent considerable time, effort, and producer had spent considerable money on this. But if at the end of the day she or he could not make enough money or get their returns back, that is sad. A movie which was well made did not receive the accolades it deserved.
Colonel Khatana, it was your book, The Game Behind Saffron Terror, and now Matchfixing, the Nation at Stake. Do you sometimes somehow feel that the distributors or the producer could have done it or could have made it to the bigger screen?
Mostly, there are certain movies which are made for certain type of audience. You see how Hindi movies work generally. The lot of target audience, but the target was, you see, very few people understand. Firstly, the game, the intricacies of the plot. Unless you have one or two, what you call that songs, what you call those songs? Where you have an actors for just one or two songs, item songs.
Item songs.
Item songs. Or you have some very well-known faces. Let's say not Shah Rukh Khan, but slightly lower than him. And you say so many other considerations. But you see, there are so many factors. I mean, Kedar and Kanwar Khatana have brought out so many factors that it did run. It did run for more than 2 weeks, but did not do as well as we expected it to do. Our expectations were very high. So it is just one of those things.
Right. Kedar ji, I will still congratulate you, because it's rare that we get to watch such movies like Matchfixing, the Nation at Stake. Picking up issues, taking the risk to make the movie, and putting so much effort. chance our audience want to watch this movie, where do I tell them to go and watch the movie?
I have no clue. It's not streaming anywhere. So I have no clue. I'm just hoping and praying that the film comes on some or the other OTT platform, or producer decides to release it on their official YouTube channel, probably. Because if the film that we've made with such amazing passion and such amazing team is not being seen by people, then it's of no use.
It will
So-
come on OTT. It will come on OTT platform. Definitely, it may take some time, but I think Palvi is in communication with some people. So it will feature on OTT platform, and I hope it does, because we needed to reach the largest possible audience in India and abroad, both. It's not only in India, in other countries as well, including
Because
Pakistan.
interestingly, with Tawur Rana's, uh, sort of arrest by Indian
Yeah,
government.
I was coming back to that. Yes.
Yeah.
Good, you said. Yes, sir. Continue. Good. I was, going to just pick up this maybe for a short while, maybe for a few minutes. Now, when this situation, when Rana is, sent to arrested and sent to India, and at this time, I think is the best time for this movie. What do you have to say, sir?
Yeah, all the characters in the film, in the book, which Kanwar Khatana has written, are relevant right now, including late, Havaldar Tukaram Omle, Sadhvi Pragya, Colonel Purohit, all the names, Hafiz Saeed, Parvez Musharraf, David Headley, all the characters in the film are relevant now. And so I hope it hits some of the other OTT platform very soon, because people will take keen interest and watch the film, I'm sure.
If I tell you to give a gist of the movie, not the entire, because I still want to hold this as a suspense, because I want the people to go and watch this movie. If I would ask you to give a gist of this movie in just 5 to 6 lines, how would you do it, sir? Kedarji.
Of the film is
Yes.
about geopolitics, politics, bravery of Indian army officers, and it's a fantastic mix of realistic plus commercial cinema. And everybody will enjoy watching it. Like, I'll tell you a couple of examples. I got a call from a very senior reporter, journalist from Bihar. He accidentally was passing by some small village in Jharkhand, and he saw a very small theater, and he saw a poster, matchfixing. He told me he had finished his work and he was alone in Jharkhand and he had nothing to do in that evening. So he thought, maybe I'll go for this film, whatever it is, and let's see if I enjoy the film, I will sit through, or otherwise I will get up or I will sleep in the AC hall. That is what he thought. And when he started watching the film, he got hooked onto it. So much so that he got so involved. And then he saw one of the actors called Ramanjit Kaur, who has a big name in Kolkata theatre scene. He knew her. So after watching the film, he called and he said, Raman, I saw your film and I am taken aback. After 2 days, he was talking to Ramanjit Kaur, and he said, I still have this impact on me of the film. Because when you usually see any, masala film, you get out of the theater, you forget about the film. But he was talking to her after 2 days and he requested her to get in touch with me. So he spoke to me for 45 minutes. And he said a very interesting thing, that in last 2 years, I've only enjoyed 2 films, one being Kantara. And he compared Kantara with matchfixing, although the genres are completely different. But what he meant to say, after watching Kantara, even I experienced that. you sort of stay in that impact for a couple of days. That what have I seen? And he was comparing that impact with match fixing. And such a senior journalist, got nothing to do with me or nothing to do with match fixing, but he was talking with such big intensity. So I can guarantee you that whenever match fixing, the nation at stake, hits on the OTT platform, people are going to love it.
I'm waiting for that day, and I think it would come soon. So many movies, so many masterpieces. What about your next? If you want to give us a hint, I won't really grill you for this. Definitely, we'll have another show. Just the curiosity. Are you working on some movie or next? Like, what about your next?
Yeah, I am definitely in talking terms with Colonel Khatana, and I definitely want to again work with Colonel Ahluwalia. So I have taken this liking for geopolitics and drama, commercial cinema. So definitely I have a couple of things in mind, but it is too early for me to say anything. But my next, I wish to work on a political thriller again, and definitely I will receive some help from Colonel Khatana and Colonel Ahluwalia.
Yes, Colonel Khatana, are you writing your next? Make it be again.
Come again, sorry, your voice was lost.
Are you writing your next for the screen again? Are you writing your next book?
Yes, I'm working on a project. Not yet started writing. I'm still doing some research. But
Okay.
yes, I'm on to it.
And Colonel Ahluwalia, would you be his editor again?
He will be, I can tell you.
Yes, I will be the editor. I am also waiting for him to start.
He will be because eh, because he has always been my soundboard.
Right. So I wish all the best to you, the entire crew, Kedarji, once again. Like, I'm very grateful and thankful that you made it today. And because I was really curious to know about this movie, Match Fixing, The Nation at Stake. The name itself, is so thought-provoking. What is the movie about? So when people just watch the title Match Fixing, not about a match fixing, is it about cricket? No, it is a movie, and it's a true story, and it's a hard reality. So yes, and there you have it, that it is a proof that brilliance isn't always loud, and some of the best stories are the ones that whisper instead of shout. What do you have to say on this? Kedarji, last two lines before we conclude our show today.
I wish we had a grand success. I wish a lot of people had seen the film in theaters. It did not happen. So hoping for the best. I hope the film comes on OTT platform as early as possible, and people all over the world end up watching this film. I hope for the best.
Yes, yes, dear audience, your movie lovers, cinema lovers, Match Fixing, The Nation at Stake is a must-watch movie, and we pray, and definitely we need to write a lot about such movies that needs to come to the public, because if we do not voice, who will voice? So cinema is more than just the blockbusters and the billion-dollar hits. It's also the quiet masterpieces, the bold risks. Yes, Kedarji, you have taken that. The heartfelt visions that maybe didn't top the charts, but still it hit. It hit home. It has hit mine. So I would, voice out today. Give a call to the journalists, to the writers. Why not work together? Why not bring such movies to the front? Why not fight? Because if we are missing, we are missing it. We are missing great stories. It is not just about, blockbusters. We are missing something, real that needs to be public. So yes, thanks for joining us on the Cinema Talks. Until next time, keep watching, keep discovering, and never underestimate the power of a hidden gem. All right? Keep watching The Global Eye. Thank you so much.